All right, so guess I'm sharing. Five, 4, 3, 2, record. Okay. I just want to do a small video in relation to the last video I did talking about Mercury retrograde. Just want to touch more on this topic away from, like I said, any conventional thinking, as far as like Mercury being number one on the outside of us, that we see an actual planet moving around, an actual planet actually on the outside of what's going on in our daily lives. I just want to touch more based on how these interactions are pretty much going on inside of us and how it affect the global marketplace. I want to pretty much make that time connection. The first video was more pinpointed on the overall aspect of the Mercury retrograde of this year and dealing with a certain instrument, which was the Euro USD. But this video, I was going to focus more on the actual week when this retrograde started, which was this current retrograde starting, I believe, Monday or Tuesday of this week, and how that brought a lot of uncertainty into the marketplace. Just for note purposes, I'm going to give some chart illustrations on how that took into place, and secondly, well, first I want to go into the geopolitics or the politics as far as like surrounding the whole energy of Mercury retrograde. Of course, from the first video, retrograde means to reverse or to go back from. Mercury retrograde in general, from an astrological standpoint, illustrates how this is the time for, we're not supposed to be signing any contracts, any type of official deals, set up any new ventures. This is time to sit back and reflect. And what that brings, it brings a lot of chaos. It brings a lot of uncertainty to the marketplace, or certainty to, number one, our daily lives. And one thing from politically I want to point out is with the current the resigning of the CEOs from Trump's board in relation to his reaction to the conduct of the individuals in the North Carolina, Charlotte area, I believe, or Virginia, if I'm mistaken. But how that brought a lot of uncertainty and unraveled a lot within his global office, and also to today as a him actually, well, developing news of him actually letting go of one of his key strategies. So, and that's not just the U.S. It's a lot geopolitics that I really don't want to get into. I mostly talk about the dialogue within guerrilla traders as far as like getting into geopolitics. Here, I just want to keep it more technical, more metaphysical from a chart data standpoint, and not from a philosophical political standpoint. But I'm saying that just want to illustrate the type of energy of uncertainty this Mercury retrograde brings to the market. So as you see on the screen here, I have the Japanese yen index. I pretty much track this index to help me trade all the Japanese pairs, because most Forex traders would tell you that the Japanese pairs are driven mostly about the Japanese yen. So when Japanese yen is going in a certain direction, 90% of the time, including US dollar, is going in the opposite direction, or in the direction contrary to Japanese yen. So as you guys can see, the beginning of the week, we had pretty much a sell-off of the Japanese yen, even though the GDP data came in more than expected from Japan Sunday, Monday their time. The Japanese yen still sold off. I actually caught a stop loss, I lost a trade on that trade, expecting the Japanese yen to strengthen and to weaken its pairs. But what we got a weakening Japanese yen, and the pairs were actually strengthened. But as we see, as the week played out, the uncertainty with the retrograde played into the market, where we have the Japanese yen going in one direction and uncertain about this downtrend leading to another direction, and also going back to his key area. Most of the guys you see on my charts with my Fibonacci's, you'll notice that my 61.8 is my key areas. So, but you see how this point is a key area of resistance in which we hit today, and it bounced tremendously from that point today, in which I actually I gained a couple pips from that. But what I'm expecting in the future from the Japanese yen, as well as the other instruments I'm going to show you in a minute, is a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty causes a lot of consolidation for one key area of resistance to another key area of support, and back and forth. So if we can play it out and we see this trend continuing, we can pretty much invest accordingly as far as like on Forex. I also want to go to gold spot and showing the actual uncertainty with gold spot. Gold starting out weak in the beginning of the week, with the US dollar strengthening, and the US dollar on the flip side of that was strengthening because the Japanese yen was weakening. So that's how I correlate the US dollar with, unless the US dollar has a major economic data to post, which was the interest rates Wednesday, if I'm correct. Because let me, if I'm correct, I think they did have an interest rate. They did have the interest rate statement, or this Wednesday, which was uncertain, right? If you guys read the headlines, they said the Fed was split on whether to raise or keep interest rate at the same rate, and that goes again with the energy of uncertainty with the marketplace, which we had. So this plays a lot with geopolitics, and as I'm seeing, it plays a lot with how we invest in the market, and how the emotional behavior aspect as the traders, institutions, how it plays upon the psyche and builds upon viewpoints, perception of the marketplace, and how it plays out on the charts and data as well. So as you guys see, gold started out weak because dollar strengthened, but as the Japanese yen strengthened and dollar weakened, gold moved with the Japanese yen. And as you guys can see, this is the same candle formation from the Japanese yen, which was today. This is to show you that gold is moving contrary to the US dollar, and the US dollar is moving contrary to the Japanese yen. So, we can make certain hedge positions in relations to that. So if you see a certain, this actual correlation right here, this actual formation, I'm gonna go back to Japanese yen. You guys can see that same formation with the Japanese yen to show that these pairs that are moving contrary to the dollar pretty much have the same, here you go right here, which was today, the same trending aspects. The next one I will look at is I want to look at the S&P, right? Or the US dollar. Look at the US dollar first and see how the US dollar reacted to today's activity. Of course, we see from today, the US dollar was mainly consolidating this whole week, and that comes from the interest rates, comes from this a lot of uncertainty within the marketplace. As you see, it goes from one key area of resistance to the next key area of support. And that's just what I'm just expecting that for the next 2 or 3 weeks until this retrograde starts to fade out, and then we'll see another trend pick up. But a lot of consolidation, a lot of uncertainty with the marketplace. So I wouldn't go too heavy in one direction. I will play it day by day. It's pretty much giving correlations to what we see each instrument is moving in a certain direction of that current trading day. And here we have the S&P. Which started off strong, and as we seen as of yesterday, it took a steep turn south. And as I stated in a previous video, as you guys can see from the beginning of the year, this pair actually has been definitely in an uptrend. But if I go back and show you those retrograde dates, you'll see whenever we had a retracement from the uptrend, which we have now, which we're in retrograde, we see a definite downtrend. So a lot of this stuff is playing out on the market, and I'm going to do some more videos to highlight these certain things, these certain anomalies in the market where we can see where the retracements come in, the retrograde, as I call it now, with the seasons and the times of trends and how they play up on a global marketplace. So just want to do a quick video. Of course, you guys see it's Friday, so my name is out, and I'm pretty much going to go out and have my little mingling. But just want to do a quick video. It's the end of the day, as far as like with almost, I say about, the bell ticked at 4 o'clock, but there's some trades going to about 4:30. But just want to do a quick video before the weekend, and may do some more before trading day Monday in relations to what we be looking for around this retrograde, what type of anomalies, what type of correlations we can pretty much look forward for the next couple of weeks. So I appreciate the time. I appreciate the views. Comment if you guys have any questions. I know I'm pretty much unconventional, but fuck it. I really don't care about any type of way of being politically correct. You know, I pretty much, I'm speaking how I speak, and I pretty much bring the information how I see it. And like I said, when I come in from a metaphysical standpoint, I'm just going to bring it how I see it. If it's contrary to how you trade, then oh well, go to another video, go back to, you know, what you're used to. But I'm bringing a whole different flavor to the market. So you guys enjoy your weekend, and I appreciate it. Fish.